All right, we should be rolling now. I'll give it a few seconds just to kick off. Hey. So yeah, you're in my state of a studio right now because we're just doing this one super quick. My name is Marcus Bronzy from How to Kill an Hour, and Mevo have officially launched their Multicam app and Mevo 3-pack. They're now selling Mevos in packs of 3. And it's this Mevo here that we'll be talking about today. This one's still got the plastic on it. That's how new it is. So today we're going to be talking around the new Mevo product in terms of the camera, the 3-pack, and also we're going to be talking about how the software works with an example of it working as well. Here's the software here. I'm actually recording this all via the Mevo, so this is kind of a bit meta, but I'll be showing you a little bit of how the software works, and I'll be showing you around how everything goes from the hardware upwards. I guess we'll go from the hardware first, which is we have got, this is the Mevo here. If you're not familiar with it, this is the new camera that's come from Mevo. It's first we had the Mevo, which was a few years back. Then we had the Mevo Plus, which was another camera that was very similar. It was wide angle lens camera, recorded at 4K. And then what you did is you actually, in fact, you know what? It's a live show. Let me go and grab it for you. 2 6. Hold the line. Here we go. Seeing if we're live. Might as well grab that there. Yeah, so here is the original Mevo. You can see it here. It's got the start button at the top. It's got space for an SD camera at the back. And what this was a nice little 4K camera where you could actually punch in at 1080p on a wide angle lens and have a multi-camera kind of setup. And it was really, really nice. It was great. Then there was the Mevo Plus, which was a version of this which had a slightly better camera, I believe. And then they've redacted both of these, or they've taken them away. And now we have the Mevo Start, which is a camera which solves a few of the problems people had with the other two Mevos. So I'll show you the key difference between the old Mevo and the new one. So you can see at the back of this, we've got nowhere to put in a jack. And you actually needed to have a special battery extender unit to actually plug this, to get audio coming into this at a high quality. Now, as you can see, the Mevo Start here has got a 3.5mm jack right in the back. There we go. And I also mentioned battery as well. Battery was not an issue, shall I say, but something that we desired to be a bit better in the new Mevo, or in the old Mevos. And we only got a few hours out of this. I'd say I'd have to leave this plugged in as I used it. Whereas these, we're looking at about, I think, 4 to 6 hours off a single charge. In fact, all the cameras that we're using now are wireless, and we're actually connecting, as in wireless, as in they're not plugged into power, and we're connecting via my phone's internet connection, LTE, 4G, 5G, whatever you want to call it, to broadcast this. So this is a totally wireless setup that is mobile as well, which is pretty cool. So this lens here is slightly less wide than the last Mevo, but you can hook a number of these up, and also they can do very versatile things. I'll get more into those in a moment. And just to be clear, that is just a little connector that I had that I'll be using just to prop this camera up in just a sec. So this disconnects. I'll just show you it disconnecting. There you go there. So this is the camera, how it looks without anything on it. Nice. It's also, this has got Q buttons on it as well. They glow green when the camera's rolling, and they go red when you're live, depending on which camera is live, which is a great setting. Reminds me of TV days. I've also hooked up my Rodecaster Pro to the back of one of the Mevos via a 3.5mm jack into the TRRS there. So that's what's on this wide camera. I mean, I can mess with the audio, which I will in a minute, and show you what it's like when we're not having the desk audio, because they've actually got some pretty new mics up here as well, which improves sound. But my opinion is off-board sound is better 9 times out of 10. Right, so we've spoken about the hardware of the product here, and they now come in a 3-pack. We've actually got a full high-quality unboxing that we'll be putting out on the channel soon, and then we'll be showing you another demo of how all the software works. But today I'm going to just strictly show you how the Mevo works whilst we've got our hands on these new Mevos. So how one connects to the software is, and I'm actually doing this live, so how one connects to the software is you take it and you press a button on the back of it, hold it there. It'll little beep. And if I head over to that plus button here, I'll move the camera out of the way here. Bring up the menu. Hopefully, so we've got to bear with it. Searching for Mevos, that's the new Mevo there. And it's remembered the Bronzy network that I've created. My name is Marcus Bronzy. On my phone that I've connected the other two cameras to. I just press connect. And there you go, it's connected. Done. So we can see the third camera, which I'm holding right now. Hello. You're right. And I can switch to that third camera as soon as it's connected. So we have 3 separate cameras that we can operate separately, which I'll get into their operations in a moment, that also you can disconnect and add. Now, 3 is the maximum at the moment. I have tried to add my old Mevo as well. At the moment, I can only add 3, but I presume in the future there'll be some software that they're adding as well, which means that you can, or some features they'll be adding where maybe you can add, I don't know, 6 cameras, 10 cameras. Shall I pop that down? Shall I put that down there now for the moment? I'll put that to the side. So yeah, so there you go. 3 cameras all hooked up. But I guess now that we know a bit about the hardware, it's best for us to go through the software. One thing I will show you though with the hardware is I can actually, I don't know if I can disconnect all of them. So I'll disconnect the one that finishes WR and the one that finishes KH, and I'll quickly show you something. Camera. WR, disconnect. Ooh, we almost lost me. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I forgot that I disconnected the camera that was connected to the audio, so we lost it for a sec. But what I was trying to show you was, we'll switch back onto the wide camera. Sorry, the overhead camera. What I was trying to show you was is in the software here, you can actually disconnect and reconnect your cameras in different orders if you want to move them around a little bit. Woo! Phew, I'm back. And I'm also not recording to the cameras at the moment, which is another thing I'll step into in just a moment. But right, for starters, let's work through the software. So here we have a monitor button. So if I undo this, you're going to hear like a bit of feedback from my mic. Hello. There we go. Woof. There you go. So I don't know if you can hear that, but that's helps me to understand that audio is coming through the microphone, going to the Mevo, which is up here, and then coming out of here. I'm going to mute that for now. So, and then here's where you choose your recording and your live. So you can choose to record to, at the moment, I think it's YouTube, Facebook, and I think it's Vimeo or LinkedIn. LinkedIn's on the way, I believe, but with the software at the moment, those are where you can record, do lives to. If I select this little drop-down box here, you can see where I'm streaming to. You can see the stream duration. You can see the stream bitrate as well, which is pretty cool. And then we have the camera settings. So let's look at this overhead camera. You can make some image adjustments. Let's select that. And this is where you can choose whether you have HDR on. Actually, let's go from the top. You can have normal presets. You can select that, and you can have like a stage preset or backlit preset. These are all different lighting presets for where you are. You can choose what works best for you. I'm just going to go back to custom. So I can show you all of these options. You can also, if you want to get really into the settings, which I kind of just want to plug and play at this stage, but if you really want to get into settings, there's HDR, camera mode, exposure, shutter, ISO, white balance, brightness, contrast, saturation, metering. You can flip it, which is good. When I'm doing overhead shots, sometimes the camera just doesn't look right. So if I wanted to, I can flip it and the image should flip over. Oh, there you go. Woo! Flipped over. It's actually looking at a different part of the desk. There we go. I'll unflip that. There you go. It's back on this bit of the desk. Anti-flicker and exposure metering as well. You can adjust all of those. Next up in the settings is the general Mevo settings. So here you can see the camera name, where you can give it another camera name. You can give it, format the SD card, because don't forget there's an SD card opening on the back of all of these cameras. What that means is you can actually put an SD card in each of the cameras and it will record just the rush, or you will get a recording of the multicam, and you can get the recording of the multicam as well. Here you go. You can adjust the record to SD card setting, which I like to turn on. I always like to have backups. You can have a password. I'll skip forward a bit. Format SD card. You can have a password to set up before you get into your Mevo, which is fine if you want some extra security. System sound. I believe that's when you turn it on and off, where it goes beep, beep, beep. You have the status light, which is on. Stealth mode means that LEDs are off, and the cameras, the LED mode is talking about is this LEDs. There's also these LEDs at the back which let you know how charged the battery is. 1, 2, 3, 4 means a full battery. Then you can have them off, no light at all. Brightness of the LED on the front, which is this one. The brightness of the LED on the back, which are these ones. You can power external USB devices, or you can power on and off with a USB cable. I think the middle one there would be great if you had a setup and the cameras were permanently up and you just wanted to have them turn on and off with the USB cable going on and off. That prevents you from just banging them full of charge, I guess, which is unnecessary and can mess up the battery. Auto wide on the app disconnect. I turn that on most of the time, actually. It's not on these cameras. Just means that if there's a disconnection, the camera splits to wide and you at least get the shot that you need and might, can crop later on in post. A little bit more about the camera there. Gives you a bit of information about its, details like MAC address, but we'll let you see those on your one. Reset to factory default, and you can restore it to a previous firmware version or turn off the Mevo. There you go. You get those settings for all of the cameras. And just in terms of the quality, I mean, this is one thing I like, those. You can have like a wide camera here, which you can set up. Overhead camera, and then you can also just have a camera real close. I just want to say, I really like how this works up close. It's good, man. If I'm reviewing some tech on the go and I need to show it to you, that's some nice quality there, considering. Right, anyway, more about these camera settings. Crop and zoom, which is important. Now, at the moment on the beta, as you can see, it flips the camera around a little bit on the app. I hope they change this so that you can look at it portrait without having to move your camera around, your iPad around like I'm having to do here. Just going to tweak it a little bit. There we go. That should look fine. And to adjust the crop, you do that. You can see all the other junk on my desk there. You can adjust the crop here. You can dot here. You can drop here. I mean, there's a bunch of other settings you can use here where you can have a slow movement over. And you can adjust all of these settings as well, how quickly the shot moves over as well. You can have a quick kind of jerk. I mean, to get these settings within a small webcam is impressive, That's a quick cut as well. Anyway, I'm going to jump back here. And then the camera will switch around. Here we go. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, what I can do is I can actually flip over to another camera and do that again, just to hope that you get to see that in action on a face. And I'll do it while the thing's sideways as well, because I can. There you go. That's it, zooming in on my face. And I have it move regular speed down to my hands. Here's the fast transition. And then I'll do a cut. Gosh. And I can also tap to cut as well. And there used to be a setting on the other Mevo which suggested you didn't tap too fast because it'll get people a bit dizzy. That's a slow transition as well. I can stop it halfway. I can jump back in. Let's switch it back onto my face. But let's give you a bit of a wider one again there, because why not? So those are the camera settings. What else am I missing? You can remove the camera as well, which I don't want to do right now. So at the bottom end here, I'll try to keep my fingers out of the way. You have this button, this plus button, which allows you to add a camera or add graphics. You can create your own graphics. So if you've added all the cameras you can. I don't know what pictures I have on this. This could be embarrassing. But here's a full screen overlay. You can add some text. Test. There you go. Done. We can also adjust these as well. So I can have the text colors black or white, direction, top, center, bottom, alignment, left, right. Let's keep it right in the middle for the moment. Background color. You can have it any color we want. Have a color picker. There we go. Color opacity as well. Background image. Hey, luckily we just got some car pictures and nothing dodgy, eh? Hey, let's put that in the background as well. Why not? You can also adjust and crop on the image as well. Let's make that text white as well because it doesn't really stand out on a. There you go. So that's the word test. I don't know how you if you can there you go, saving that full screen overlay. So if I want to use it, I tap it and then you see it. Tap it again, you don't see it anymore. Create another. Let's edit this one a bit more. Let's see if we can. Can we mess with the opacity? Okay, let's get rid of the back. Let's do one where we just have a background color, and let's reset it actually. Ooh, done. See, this is cool because it's kind of new to me. So we'll create another one. I'll create another graphic full screen overlay. We'll just have it as test again. And you can do this all on the fly as well pretty quickly. So you got a guest in and their name is test. You can create an overlay for them. Let's change background color to blue. Let's have that opacity to halfway. See how that works. And there you go. It's got an overlay there, test. The other overlays are lower thirds. Again, we'll do test. Again, you can add images on. In fact, Mevo have on their website size guides for the images and for the text that you have. We'll have the background color of this yellow. Press next. We can choose where we put it, top or bottom. Let's have it bottom. And then we look at where we are. If we hop to our cameras, there's a wide there of me. Go to the graphic, tap that on. That's me, test. Great stuff. Graphics wise as well, what have we got next? And over the shoulder. There we go, which again will give you a test so you can see how it looks. And I have realized that if you do different size images of the beta at the moment, I did have some issues when I was talking to Mevo about the images not working. Make sure that you use images that are of the correct size, should we say, that they recommend, and it really helps you to bypass those problems. There you go, there's that over the shoulder there. Again, you can add images to this as well, which is great. Another graphic you get is a corner bug, or let's hope an image works here. There we go. They have got image sizes that they prefer as well, but there you go. That's the bug. Let's put that bug out. There you go. It's great stuff that you can just create on the fly super quick. Those are the cameras. Those are the graphics. Here's the sound that you adjust. So here is the WR. That's the one that I've plugged in to the back of the camera that I'm pointing at now. Oh, I realized I didn't switch cameras. Let me go back and show you. Oh, just in case I missed it out. Here's all of the things that I made. The bug, the test. You didn't see all of that. Let me show you how they go again. So there you go. There's an over the shoulder. You create it all there. It's all the quick settings there. A corner bug. Pick an image. Just pick the car there. You can choose to tweak the image. Once you're done, you can save it. You can choose whether it's top, left, right, bottom. And then you just tap on each of them as you need them. Tap on, tap off. So I can leave one on, change camera, and then turn it off again. Or you can have a few on as well, it looks like, at the same time, which is great. You can more than one overlay, which is awesome. Right, so then here we go. We have the audio setup. So I already showed you this, which is the main button, which gives you, make sure that everything's coming out of the cameras in the right way. So that's my mix down. But here you can actually choose whether to mix in different camera mics or not. So at the moment, I know that this camera here is using the microphone that is the lead that is plugged into the Rodecaster Pro. Now, to do that at the moment, I had to go to the original Mevo 2.0 app and make sure that the sound is set up like that. And then disconnect from the camera. At the moment, I can't find an easy way to do that within this app. I presume in the future you'll be able to do so. But I can adjust the mix of this camera. And this is good if you haven't got an input. You might have different microphones. You might have someone here who's really loud. Really loud. Really loud. Let's turn one of these off. Really loud. Really loud. Or you might have someone who's a little bit quieter. So you can adjust the levels of each of these. So here's them really, really loud. Here's them a bit quieter. A little bit quieter. And there you go. That's me back on the just the one which is plugged into the Rodecaster. So you can adjust the microphones on all of these cams, which is really, really good. I mean, for the KH one here, I'll just give you another tester. Like, this is me tapping the mic, or it's me talking into the mic. Hello, hey, this is me. I turn off the desk. This is me talking into it. This is me with it, like just on the table. And there you go. Yeah, I'll be able to hear how that sounds in the edit as well. Because I can't. I mean, for the sake of it, let's test the overhead and see how that sounds. Yeah, this is the overhead. Let's see how that sounds. Again, I said I'm always a fan of onboard audio. You know, because you wouldn't use a mixing desk with a camera inbuilt into it most of the time, and you wouldn't use a microphone that's inbuilt for me personally most of the time. So that's the sound mixing. You can adjust there. Then you've got your main menu where you can adjust transition types, the default transition types. I love a cut. Camera assistant can also do auto direction, which I can show to you. So you can tap it on and you can choose how often the camera switches between shots. So say you're like a guitarist, you can just press boom, go, and it will cut every 3 seconds. So I'll turn this on, and you can also choose which cameras it switches between. So I'm going to choose it switching between the overhead and the camera that's right next to my hand. I think we're going now. I think we're rolling. We'll see in 3 seconds. Are we rolling? Okay, maybe I need to turn it on. Camera assistant, it's on. Oh, 30 seconds. Nah, let's change that down to 3. There we go. All right, so it's on the one by my hand, and I can actually see the light on it. Oh, there you go. Switching. Hey, there we go. Hey, there we go. And that's good for you to do if you are. If I'm honest with you, I just check we're on the right camera. I could an artist, somebody strumming away at a guitar. Crop settings, you can adjust the maximum zoom, the default tap zoom, the tap and hold delay, how fast and slow the fast and slow transitions are. Camera input quality, you can choose the input quality. I'm not going to change that now because it will cause all the cameras to reconnect. You can see here that you've got everything from 360p all the way up to 1080p. There was a problem with the beta where it kept bouncing back down to 480, or you couldn't get back up to 720 or 1080, but now looking at it, you can get really high. You can use the setting that best suits your connection. Video source latency as well, you can adjust this. I kind of like the standard or low latency setup because I feel like high latency setup, because I like being able to cut at quite quick intervals, and sometimes the bit of latency helps. If someone cracks a great joke, you can cut over to that joke before you lose that moment. So I kind of like a little bit of latency before it goes out. I'm cool with that. Shout out to all of my streamers that are shouting, that's not what it's all about. But for me, that's what it's about. You can submit a report here as well, which I haven't done at the moment. But yeah, that's basically a quick speed through of what's happening with these Mevo 3 packs. They're out now. They're great quality in terms of what you can do out of the box with multicam software. I've been told here that they're going to be adding PIP, picture in picture. Hopefully they can add VIP, video in picture, advanced audio. I don't even know if that's a thing. I just made that up, you know. Advanced audio mixer. And the 3 packs out now. You can use the Apple App Store to get the app. You can use the Google Play Store to get the app. I think in terms of out-of-the-box multicam software, to do this with software that is... To do this with hardware is hard enough, right? To do this with proper equipment that is big, bulky cameras is hard enough. To do this in an environment where you're using literally 3 wireless cameras, yeah, a mobile phone, yeah, to carry the signal, which is streaming this out, and an iPad. And don't get wrong, there's a way to set this up where you can just use the same phone that you're connected to the internet with to switch between cameras. So that's 3-4 devices, and you're doing wireless multicam. And also you can crop in on the cameras at a reasonable quality as well. I mean, I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed at this. And I think this is a sign of things to come. So I just want to say, zooming in on my face, cardboard box in the background, thank you very much, Mevo, for helping people create content, because this is going to help people create some awesome multicam streaming content. Plus, these cameras can be used as webcams as well. The possibilities with these are endless. I've been Marcus Bronzy. This has been me fumbling my way through this software and showing you the hardware of the Mevo free pack and the multicam software. I mean, look, if you want to do multicam stuff, come and join us. Look at that. That looks nice. Look at that. That's the camera there. Lovely. I'm going to try and switch to show you the red light real quick. I don't know if this will work. Bosh. No, I missed it. Bosh. Let's try and do it. Oh, there you go. Saw a bit of the red light. That's the light. There. Right. Anyway, let me stop farting around now. We've got loads more unboxings coming up. We've actually got a really high quality video unboxing of this where we use some big ass cameras to shoot. And then we actually can give you another demo of this at the end of the video. But I hope this kind of shows you what the Mevo can do, and you seriously think about using it in your workflow if you want to have mobile multicam stuff. Until next time, stay blessed. And don't forget to hit the like button also, and don't forget to subscribe as well. And have a little look around and see what else we've got cooking. Any questions, put them in the comments too, and I will try my best to answer them. If there's enough questions, we'll try and do another video where we answer all of them. All right, until next time, stay blessed.